how to use Google AI Pro like a pro. Hello and welcome to Rankia YouTube channel. In this video session, I'm going to show you tips and tricks for you to take advantage of the Google AI Pro version, as in how to use it better, how to make it your personal assistant that can basically help you to accomplish many things rather easily and intelligently. So, as you may know, just last week Google has introduced personalization in its Google account and with its products. So what does that mean? What that now means is that whether you're using YouTube, whether you're using, let's say, Google Drive, Gmail, Calendar, any Google product, and Google has many of them. So now what Google is doing, it's allowing you the option to allow all these Google products to communicate with one another, thus making Google pass beyond the point of just a search engine, but rather your digital assistant on a different level. And I'll show you how to take care of it, as in how to use it better. When you're logged into your Google account, this is your central command. Because whether you're a Google AI Pro subscriber, whether you are a YouTube Premium subscriber, it doesn't matter how you're using Google. Everything can be managed from your Google account. As in, your account settings can be managed from here. Whether you want to, clear your activity history, whether you want to change your security settings, and so on. So first, I'll show you data and privacy. So if you press on this link here, what you want is the personalized search option enabled. Because as you can see, there's a Google AI symbol here. So now when you have this enabled, as in check, every interaction you have with Google products, Google Gemini or other Google products will personalize, because it will look at your past history activity. So then you want to have connected content apps. Here you can connect different Google products or disconnect them anytime. But since this is the Pro series of Rankia tutorial, if you want to take advantage of all Google offers, obviously you want to connect different apps here. So you can accomplish this from data and privacy, personalized search, you can have that enabled, and then when you're there you can press on this here. But let's imagine you're using Gemini. You can go to settings. Personal intelligence is what Google is calling this. If you're using Gemini, obviously you're a Google AI Pro subscriber. You're definitely using Gemini, correct? So here you can connect apps here as well. Okay, as you can see, I actually don't like to connect Google Photos, but the rest, YouTube Music, that's rather a little bit different for my case, but the rest I've connected it. Why? Because when I use, let's say, Gmail, when I use Gemini on my mobile, when I use Keep Notes, whether on mobile or desktop and so on, all Google products that I use are now connected through my account So keep that in mind, through my account, but also through Google Gemini. So now with Gemini, you have options. Because you're a Pro subscriber, you know what? You can select different models. Let's imagine you're working on a project and you think, you know what? I just don't want the fast answers. I want the artificial intelligence behind Gemini. I want that to be a bit more thoughtful, in a sense, give you better results. Then you select that. Let's imagine you're working on some website project, or you're building apps using Google AI Studio or Google Cloud as an example. So then, where are we? Then you select Pro, because the output will be different. So while here, I'll quickly show you how to work around here and teach you a couple of tips and tricks. So you want to use Gemini Pro, and you want that to save time for you. So instead of, typing things here, as in prompting all the time, you can say, you know what? I'm just going to use gems here. What are gems? Gems are chunks of pre-made prompts. Let's imagine you have a YouTube channel and you're uploading video. Let's imagine you have a business website, you want to create content. Then, with me, because I upload to rank your YouTube channel, I thought to myself, okay, you know what? There are some repetitive tasks. So therefore, I want to create gems for it. All I do is give it a name, describe just a little, but the instructions are important. So what goes in here, it's definitely up to you according to what you want to accomplish. So in my example, every time I upload a video to rank your YouTube channel, I need these descriptions, I need the keywords, I need to be a bit more thoughtful in terms of the title. So I've created a gem for it. Now, here's the thing though, right? With this, you don't have to think too much about it. In a sense that if you're beginning to use Google AI products, what you can do is you can say, okay, Gemini, you know what? Help me create a gem. As in, simply prompt it, as in tell it what it is that you want to do. Right? Simply, prompt it, say, okay, this is who I am, this is what I want to accomplish. Can you create a gem for me? Then Gemini will go ahead and quickly create a gem for you, whereby you can simply save, as in create the gem, by simply pressing on new gem and save it. You can even actually add files to it as well. So this is really powerful, and it will definitely help you to save a lot of time. Let's imagine in today's world, you know what? I actually don't like to read books. I said from now on, when I interact with you, Gemini, don't recommend books to me. Let's imagine another gem that I've created. Because I create content on regular basis, I thought to myself, okay, you know what? I'm going to just tell Gemini how to create that content the way that is useful for me, for my WordPress site. So gems are a great feature. So let's close out of that. Let's come out of that. So now Gemini is more personalized, and I don't have to keep repeating tasks. But what else? Since you're a Pro subscriber, you have access to NotebookLM. what in the world is this? This is a time saver in a sense that, let's imagine you're starting some new project and you have a lot of data to go through. Instead of you personally going through that data, you can simply upload the sources to NotebookLM and say, okay, you know what? Let's do this. I'll show you this example. It doesn't have to be a lot of PDF or Excel documents, all this stuff, right? It can just be your competitor's website. Let's imagine you are building a new online business. You know, many rank your followers are small business people and actually freelancers as well. So then instead of going through your competitor's entire website, you can just give NotebookLM the links, whether it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So instead of reading through the entire website, you just say, okay, you know what? Do analysis for me already, because then it's already done the hard work for you and it's ready for you to quickly ask simple questions and get the answers according to your inputs. Now, while here, what else you can do is press on these 3 dots and you can say, you know what? Customize the notebook. What is this about? You can upload stuff here, but what's really interesting with this is the customization. In my example, I'm prompting to say, you know what? I've got a new project that I want you to help me with, and consider these as to my objectives. So therefore, my interactions here will be based on this pre-made prompt. So think of this like the gems you've created with Gemini. And with Gemini, we can create an image right here. But since you're a pro subscriber, I tend to think, you know what? Flow actually works better in terms of image generation. Because with Flow, you can not only create videos, you can actually create images in high definition as well. It makes it much easier to download it to your local computer and work on it, just in case you want to edit it with Photoshop or even Adobe Illustrator. So NotebookLM will save a lot of time. But the power of this compared to using Gemini is the studio options that you have here. You can create mind maps, let it look at the data input and say, okay, you know what, according to this, you can, create your mind map to say, okay, this is what I want you to do. Make it a bit more visualized for me. You can say, okay, generate infographic. Surely this is powerful, but what's even more powerful is if you were to generate any infographics based on your inputs, then you can actually edit it if you do have access to Adobe Illustrator or even Adobe PDF Acrobat. So you can customize it even further. So, working with digital products, whether it is Google AI, Gemini, NotebookLM, Flow, all these tools have specific roles. And using Gemini will be more efficient sometimes. Using NotebookLM will be efficient in other times. For video and image generation, Flow is your companion. And also, let's imagine you think to yourself, okay, you know what? I want to create let's say YouTube videos as an example, then you can actually get NotebookLM to generate, as you can see, that's really powerful. So I tend to record my own videos, but for you, you may think, okay, you know what? I don't have access to certain tools. Then if you've got the Google AI Pro edition, then you can see the power of NotebookLM. So this is a really powerful tool, okay? So keep that in mind. Surely, to master all these, you need to tinker around, play around, read through. When you see things on the screen, you want to press on it to see, okay, what does that do? Okay, default is that, but what if I do the learning guide? Let's say you're in a project that you want to learn stuff. Choose your response length. Is it default? Do you want shorter or even longer? You see the three little dots, you press on and say, okay, what does that do for me? You want to have more screen real estate? You press on this here. Okay? Then your settings, you say, okay, how about settings? The help section of Google is really powerful. Anytime you want to learn about any Google product, you simply look at the help section. Okay, let's fly through because I want to show you a couple of insights here. Now, as I've said at the beginning, if you connect the apps, if you connect a personalized search, make Google work across all the products in a centralized manner, then let's imagine this. Okay, talk to it as if it's a real person. Say, okay, set a reminder for my appointment in Melbourne for tomorrow lunchtime. Now what will happen is it's going to go ahead and set that reminder for you automatically. Here in this example, Google Tasks. See? So on your mobile, you'll get a notification saying, okay, you've got an appointment. Okay? Or let's imagine calendar. Say, okay, let's imagine this scenario. So instead of people saying, oh, use Google Gemini to book flights, that's not smart, right? Why? Because Google Hotels or Google Flights is actually a bit more pricey compared to other platforms, correct? So if that's the case, what you can do, say, okay, you know what? I want to have a holiday, let's say in Europe around July. Find me the best deals and flight routes. Let's say stopover is okay, dates are flexible, and you let Google do the hard work for you. So you can use Gemini as your research partner as well. And from here, you can export the sheets, all this stuff, right? But say to yourself, okay, if that's the case, I can say, what if I stop over in Malaysia for 3 days? What do you recommend? I have limited budget, as an example. So now, not only it will do the research for you, give you some ideas, give you some routes, say, okay, you know what? How about staying somewhere? Now I can say, okay, you can, check all these out, say, okay, you can book it, put reminders, calendar events, and so on. So let's take a look. As you can see, your notebooks through NotebookLM is also here as well in Gemini. With Gemini settings, you can always change the theme color, personalize your results, schedule actions. You can set things. The way that I use Gemini and Google products is this doesn't really help me. I tend to be on the move, my mobile, the calendar, Google Tasks is the most that I use. But I've just shown you many different ways that you can really consider using to make your interaction with Google AI much more productive. It'll save time, you'll get better results, and you'll master whatever you want to accomplish, because the Pro version is giving you the latest Gemini models, correct? Whether it's research, whether it is content creation, whether it is reminders, bookings, and all that stuff. Yeah. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, then definitely comment on this video or even consider subscribing to Rankia YouTube channel. I thank you for learning with Rankia, and I'll talk with you in the next video session.